Hey guys, so you are catching me on a Friday on a no makeup day. So I'm really keeping it real here. But I just want to ask you, what is your why? This question, if you are going to follow a dream or a goal or something you just want to do, is so important. Video creators Tim Schmoyer, who also wrote the book How to Build a YouTube Audience, asks, what is the X on your map? You have to know what the X is in order to get there in the first place. So if you don't know where you're going, you're never going to get there. You could just keep going in any direction, kind of like what the Cheshire Cat says. If you don't care which way you're going, then it doesn't matter which way you go. You'll eventually get somewhere. So maybe your goals are not these huge goals. Like for a while there, when I was struggling with depression, I just needed to get out of the house. That's it. Maybe it was just accomplishing a task or a project. Sharing my story. Changing a career, I haven't done that, but maybe that's what you're needing to do. Going back to school, again, that's not something I've done, but maybe that's something you want to do. Or maybe starting a new hobby. The other thing that you've got to look at in starting or wanting to chase these goals is what your ultimate reason is. If you're just gonna want more money or to have fame, those things shrivel up real quick. So here's what you need to look at. What is your deeper, ultimate reason for what you want to do? So for example, for me, I've shared this several times, but I think it bears repeating. For my YouTube channel, I could just want to build an audience. I could just want to make money, become famous, but these things might not happen. And I need to know that. That is not the reason to share your story or to build a YouTube audience or a podcast or any of those. You really have to enjoy doing what you're doing. Otherwise, it might not happen and you might just burn out. Also, you're not going to be authentic. And people see phonies from so far away. They know, they understand, like, yeah, this person's pretty phony. They're fake. They're just doing this because they're trying to get a million watches or whatever, a million views, a million subscribers, whatever. And they don't usually last. Also, you'll burn out. So all the walls that come when you're trying to build a dream or reach a goal, you're going to burn out if you don't have your deeper reason why. So you need to take it a little bit deeper. So maybe you're just trying to get out of the house. What could the deeper reason be for that? You need to conquer a fear, maybe some anxiety. Maybe you need to create memories with your kiddos. I needed to get out of the house when my kids were younger because I needed to make sure that we were creating memories and we were doing other things other than just sitting around watching TV. I also needed to make sure that if I was going to be staying at home with them, they were going to have similar experiences and fun social interactions with other kids that they would have gotten from, say, like daycare, but hopefully better. And maybe you just need to be social. Maybe you need to be intentional about that. I have to be so intentional to be social. I will isolate myself. I will not get around people. That whole Facebook picture that says, oh, I make plans and nope, I'm going to stay in my blanket home. That's me. That is so me. It takes so much intention for me to be social. Because I have anxiety, I get depression often, and so being social takes intention from me. Maybe you need to accomplish a task or a project, and the deeper reason could be you want to just invite people over. Like for me, I like my house to look nice to have people over. Sometimes I'm a little bit too crazy about that, and I've been letting go of that perfectionism and just saying, you know what? I need to have people over. Just invite people over. Or maybe you need to create an oasis. Something that I realized for myself is that I am extremely visual. I did not even know how deep that went. But like my craft room is my oasis. I can't have every place in my house perfect, but I can have my craft room be what I need it to be. And when it's a mess, it's not an oasis. So that's something I have to keep up with. Or maybe you just want to sell your home. Who knows? But you have tasks or projects that you need to finish, and you need to have a reason for that. For me, if I don't have a purpose, I'm just doing it just to do it. Just like saving up money or, paying off debt. If I don't have a purpose for that, I'm just doing it just to do it, just to be disciplined and all of that. I'm not going to last. I will definitely not continue. I will just fizzle out. So maybe you need to share your story. And sharing your story could be because you know that there are other people out there that have similar stories, and your story, your walls that you've climbed over, your challenges that you've had could actually help somebody else. So you need to share that story. Maybe you need to change your career. Maybe you hate what you're doing, so you need to change. You need to find something that you will enjoy doing, that you want to spend, a good 20 to 40 years doing before you retire. Sometimes I hear people talk about their jobs and my heart breaks for them because I know they absolutely hate it, they dread it, and I can't imagine them doing another 20 years like that. They just aren't living. And maybe you need to work less because you want to travel more. So maybe you need to change for that reason. You need to know your deeper reason. Going back to school, maybe you do have a goal or a dream that you need to nurture and cultivate and learn so that you can do that. You obviously there are things that you may want to do that you have to go to school for. Please do not try to become a brain surgeon if you don't go to school for it, or a nurse, for goodness sakes. There are things that you may have to nurture and learn to do, and that's great. Maybe you need to start a new hobby, and maybe that's just so you don't watch so much TV. For a while there, we were watching so much TV in the evening that I was sitting there just screaming inside, like I have got to do something else. And so maybe that's it. Or maybe you want to have a hobby that, you can make things where you sell. Awesome. Or like me, I took up crocheting again because I joined a group of friends, and I don't always feel like I have to crochet. I just take other projects if I need to. I just want to hang out with them, but it is a knitting group, so sometimes I actually try to crochet or knit when I'm in that group. So know what your deeper desire is, or your deeper reason is for what it is you were trying to do, what you're trying to accomplish. So I wrote down my why. And I love it because it totally goes along with like Tough Mudder. I don't know why, but Tough Mudder just has this crazy theme for us right now. I'm going to be putting together a compilation from it, so you guys will get to see like all the crazy things that we did. But for me, it's to trail the mysterious path that may hold people back from following their dreams, giving them the boost they need to climb over the wall that keeps them from starting. Be an example to those around me that I love and who I know are watching. One of those big ones happens to be my daughter, and I want to make sure that she sees that becoming an adult doesn't mean that your life is just over. If you didn't figure it out in high school, or you didn't chase something, as soon as you got out of high school and were in your 20s when you're learning so much, that your life's not over. There's still plenty of things you can do. You can dream big. You can accomplish great things. It's all up to you. So, again, I ask you, what is your why? I would love to hear and to be able to help if I am able. So please, you can post down here. You can join me on my YouTube channel, which I, of course, will put in the comments, or you can join me on my Facebook page, which eventually here soon, I'm getting very close to my goal of just posting on there strictly, and then maybe I'll just post videos as kind of like, hey, here's what's going on in my page. Please join me. They'll just be overviews. They won't be actual like videos like what I'm doing right now. So I would love to have you join me on those, and I will see you next video. Bye, guys.